Hi, I'm Dr. Meenu Walia, Director Medical Oncology at Max Institute of Cancer Center. Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic, cancer treatment and fertility. Cancer was earlier considered as a disease of the aged, of the elderly. But in today's time, we are seeing a steady spike of cancer cases among our young population also. Young men and women who aren't married or are in their childbearing age are undergoing treatment for cancer, and their main concern is often about post treatment, the main side effect of infertility. So, before we go on to discuss the solutions for this concern, first we need to know the causes of infertility among cancer patients. So many cancer treatments, for example, cancer-related surgery with in women with cancer of the endometrium or ovaries who may have had to go for hysterectomy. Infertility may happen depending on the size of the tumor and type of the tumor. Similarly, men who have received a penectomy and orchidectomy or require a removal of the prostate gland or seminal vesicles, again they may experience fertility related issues. Chemotherapy can also lead to this problem, but it also depends on the type of the drug which has been used, the dose of the drug, and the length of the treatment being given. Radiation in the pelvic region for both males and females can also cause infertility, but this also depends on the dose of the radiation that has been received and the age the patient had at the time of the therapy. Hormonal therapies are often used to treat various cancers like breast, ovarian, and prostate cancers, and these can also affect your ability to have a child. Age is also an important factor, more so for women than men. Women who are older are more likely to go into an early menopause because of their treatment rather than younger women. For some patients, infertility can be one of the most difficult and upsetting long term effect of cancer treatment. Most young cancer survivors, they desire future pregnancy, and the psychological impact of infertility can indeed be greater than the effect of the cancer itself. So, fertility preservation treatments are available and they can increase the likelihood of future pregnancy. More importantly, they can also provide cancer patients with lot of hope and a positive distraction during a very negative phase in their lives. So, how do you preserve fertility? So, fertility sparing surgery can be done. For example, for early stage cervical cancer, the surgeon can sometimes remove only a part of the cervix. Trachelectomy can be done without removing the entire uterus or the ovaries. For early stage ovarian cancer also, possibly just a single ovary can be removed. The surgeon might be able to remove only one ovary that is affected and not the other, and spare the uterus also. So, fertility sparing surgeries are also available, can be used in a particular subset of patient without compromising their cancer cure. Shielding is another thing that can be done. Fertility may sometimes be preserved in males by covering the testicles with the lead shield. Similarly, in women also, the gonads can be preserved. So, you might have heard about gonadal shielding or gonadal preservation. So, if radiation is aimed at one testicle, as for some testicular cancers, the other testicle is generally shielded if possible. So, choosing the suitable chemotherapy regimens is also important. If possible, careful selection of the chemotherapeutic agents for men and women may help decrease the incidence of infertility. For women, infertility is affected by age. Women who are in their 30s are capable of tolerating much higher doses of chemotherapy without experiencing menopause, either temporary or permanent, than women who are in their 40s or older. So, cryopreservation, one of the recent advances where for as a fertility preservation option is there. Cryopreservation provides effective fertility preservation option for young patients which require chemotherapy for cancer. Both female and male patients can opt to freeze their gametes even before starting their treatment. embryo can be frozen, oocyte can be frozen, and ovarian tissue freezing is also possible for females. Sperm freezing is possible for males. The decision to proceed with fertility preservation is made by taking into account the patient's age, the diagnosis of cancer, the treatment plan, the fertility status, and personal or the social situation. So many things are there which needs to be discussed with your oncologist. For women, embryo freezing, mature eggs, they are removed from the female and put in a sterile lab dish with several thousand sperms. The goal is that one of the sperm is going to fertilize the egg. This is called as in vitro fertilization. And later, when the treatment ends and the woman is ready to try to get pregnant, the embryo is thawed and put back into the female uterus to try to achieve a pregnancy. So, egg or oocyte freezing is also possible. For egg freezing, mature eggs are removed from the female and frozen before being fertilized with the sperm. When the woman is ready to try to become pregnant, the eggs can then be thawed, fertilized by a partner or donor sperm, and then implanted back in her uterus to try to achieve pregnancy. The process of collecting eggs for embryo and the egg freezing are essentially the same. However, the timing can be different. Collecting eggs for embryo preservation typically takes several days or it may take weeks, depending on whether the woman is in which phase of her menstrual cycle. For egg cryopreservation, the time of the menstrual cycle is not that important. For men, sperm banking is an effective method of fertility preservation for males. It's a fairly easy and successful way for men who have past puberty to store sperm for future use. Sperm banking should also be completed prior to the start of cancer treatments. These sperm donations, the semen is frozen and may be stored for many years, up to 50 years or so also, without being damaged. To conclude, I would say that if you or anyone you know has recently been detected with cancer and look forward to having a child ahead, then do share this video with them. Do not worry, discuss your concerns with your doctor, and with the advancements in the techniques, you are highly likely to hear the sweet babblings of a baby even after cancer treatments. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned.